Over his life, Leo Ranney, an inventor born in 1884 in Hartford, Iowa, obtained more than 300 patents for his technology and processes. Methods for finding and drilling water wells were among them. It has been said that Ranney's work on water wells was the first true innovation in 2,000 years. In 1934, London, England suffered a historic drought. Ranney constructed his water collector there and was soon producing millions of gallons daily. Lisbon had similar success with his water collector. Leo Ranney came to Lambton County during the 1930s to examine the Enniskillen oil fields. After marrying the widow Fairbank and settling down in this area, he tried to invent solutions for the problems of the day. Many of his inventions or solutions were oil-related, such as the technique for horizontal drilling and systems for oil wells that flowed downwards. Many of his inventions proved to be helpful in the Allied war efforts during World War II, but what must have been the most spectacular was one that was never used. During World War II, Ranney's figures showed that sufficient explosives, if set off in a subterranean Pacific trench, would trigger an earthquake in Japan. His figures were convincing enough that his plans were examined by American High Command, and Ranney was invited to Washington. Ranney got all the way to the White House. When he found out that he was to speak to President Truman, he refused, saying, "I just don't like that man." So his plans were taken into the President by the Joint Chiefs of Staff. However, about this time, the atomic bomb was nearing completion, and it was decided that both a bomb and an earthquake would be excessive and overly expensive. The brilliance of many other Ranney methods, such as horizontal drilling and extracting gas from coal, have been recognized only decades after his death. He was so far ahead of his time. While much of Ranney's work was aimed at reducing oil shortages, it was a time when oil was plentiful and cheap. His work did not make him a rich man. We can only wonder how different the world would be if his idea for an earthquake had been used instead of using an atomic bomb to put an end to World War II.